We're going to grab a blanket or a bolster and start seated up on that blanket. And you might also grab a pair of blocks or set up a chair as a support for practice today. And then when you're ready, find a cozy seat. And I'm going to have us start in a wide-legged stance. So instead of Sukhasana, we're going to extend our legs out. And we're always tempted to be like, how wide can we go? Nope, find comfort today. Find a strong foundation that just feels good. And then allow those sits bones, I like this wiggle, to just nestle down into the bolster or blanket beneath you, finding that grounding sensation. And then allow your mind to travel from those sits bones down to the heels of your feet. Can you feel the heels of your feet resting against the earth? From here, you might gently press through those heels, flex them back towards the heart, not enough to lift those heels off the ground, but just enough to get a gentle stretch at the back of the legs, to keep the legs kind of engaged here. And then let's check in with the rest of our body. An invitation to place one hand over the belly, one hand over the heart. And we'll breathe here for a moment together. Maybe you close your eyes, which is a wonderful way to calm the mind and invite it into the body. Maybe you just stare off into the distance at nothing. Either way, take a moment to feel your breath in your body. Each inhale, what rises, what fills, what stretches. Each exhale, what softens and releases. Just here to notice, not to change our natural breath, not to judge it or wish it were different. We're just here to sit with it. Maybe you feel your belly rise and fall, maybe your chest, maybe you feel it up in the shoulders. There's no wrong answer. We just notice the ebb and flow. As you sit and breathe this morning, you might take a few deep breaths into that belly area, stretching those vagal nerves in the diaphragm, and then exhale, let it go. Another few deep breaths into the belly, and then see if you can't slow your exhale down, make it a little juicy here. Can you soften the jaw as you do this? On your next exhale, can you let the shoulders melt towards the earth as your tongue relaxes in your mouth? We're just here. And as you breathe, you might set an intention for your practice this morning. Whatever hits home in your heart, let that be it. If you're looking for some inspiration this morning, I invite you to set an intention of safety for yourself. We do this by having the mat, our practice, be a place of non-judgment, a place where there is no good or bad, there's just exploring, getting to know yourself, your nervous system, your mind, your body. And in yoga, the very foundation of the eight-limbed practice is that you are worthy, wholly worthy, just as you are. And there is not a damn thing you need to do to become good enough. There is not a darn thing you need to change to be worthy of love, that you, just as you are, in all of your messiness, with all of your aches and pains, with all of your secrets, are good enough, are worthy, are whole. And so we move through our practice today knowing that, believing it, or at least playing with the idea of it being true. And as you move, as you breathe, your goal is to just meet yourself wherever you are, in your messiness, in your tidiness, in your big feels, in your loneliness, in your fear, in your excitement, in your joy, wherever you're meeting yourself today. It's all enough. It's all okay. And it's all worthy of our time and attention. When you're ready, go ahead and release those hands. Our practice today will reflect our Monday and Wednesday practice and add on to it. So when you're ready, we're going to lift the heel of that right hand up towards our temple. The first thing we're going to do is give it some distance and then look in the direction of that hand. How far can you just naturally turn your neck to the right while the shoulders relax down, the jaw softens here? And then turn it on back to neutral. Beautiful. The heel of that hand finds your temple. And then we're looking again towards the right, but the heel of the hand stops us. So we have some isometric muscle engagement. What you might realize is that the muscles around your neck, and here you might take your fingertips to the right side of your neck and feel from the base of your earlobe down towards your collarbone how all these muscles have engaged. Continue that pressure into the palm of your hand as the hand presses back. And then breathe deep into the belly. When we're engaging muscles, when we're putting in effort, we tend to shallow our breath, right? And part of that is to stabilize our core. And part of that is because we've trained ourselves each time we're putting in effort to clench everything. And we don't need to. That's a fear response. That's a survival response. So let the belly relax. When it feels right, release the hand from the side of the head. Take a moment to just feel whatever sensations come up. Tingling, buzzing. Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm a little high. And then go ahead and gaze on over towards the right again. Maybe it feels a little easier, a little smoother. Beautiful. From here, let that right earlobe sink on down towards that right shoulder blade as those shoulders melt down towards the earth. Feeling this nice stretch along the side, the left side of the neck, if you will. When you're ready, let the head rise up. Find the heel of the hand finds the temple again, and then this time we're pressing that right ear down towards that right shoulder. The jaw remains relaxed. We're engaging the muscles of the neck like we want to touch that ear to that shoulder again, but the palm of our hand doesn't let us. Maybe you take your fingertips and feel the muscle engagement. Maybe you notice on the left side of the neck, there's some softness. Maybe you notice that the right side of the neck feels pretty engaged. Maybe you notice you need to soften through the belly here. You decide. And then when you're ready, release that pressure. Feel sensation in the arm, the head, the neck, wherever it shows up. And then melt that ear down one more time. Beautiful. From here, you might take that right hand and use it to gently weight the head down. Our goal is really stretching along the left side of the neck. We're getting into the vagal nerves here, helping to regulate our nervous system, bring us out of an activated state into an embodied state for our practice. And you can use this tool anywhere, before a big work meeting, before a hard conversation, before feeling your own big feelings. But in this moment, we're going to use it to center us in our practice. When you're ready, let the head float upright. Feel. Let the shoulders melt. Let the belly melt. Just feel sensation. When you're ready, palm comes up opposite side. We turn our gaze on over towards the left as far as it can naturally go, keeping the jaw soft. Let it float on back to neutral and find that isometric pressure. Ooh, once more, trying to look on over towards the left. Keeping the tongue and jaw soft. Maybe you even just let your mouth hang open here to remind yourself that it ain't that serious. Maybe you use that open mouth to breathe down deep into that belly, not holding any tension where you don't need it. And then when you're ready, release, feel, and then let that gaze float on over towards the left. Beautiful. All right. Left ear drops down towards left shoulder. We invite that right shoulder to melt, feeling into the stretching sensation along the right side of the neck. The jaw and belly are relaxed through the whole of this experience here. And then head floats upright, heel of the hand rises towards the temple. And then this time, that left ear really reaching towards that left shoulder. And as you engage with all of the strength that feels good this morning, right? We're not taking it to pain. Let the jaw soften. Check in with your breath as you keep that pressure. Maybe the fingertips explore the engagement around the neck. This is just creating a mind-body connection, right? We're just getting to know our physical body. And then when you're ready, release that pressure. Let the ear float down towards the shoulder. Whew, I don't know about you, but mine just sunk on down. Arm might sweep up to weight the head down a little further and take this moment to sink into that stretch. You might imagine that you're just relaxing and letting go. Beautiful. The head floats upright when you are ready. We've warmed up the whole of the neck. The kitty brought me a toy. From here, we're going to find our way onto our hands and knees. And this might be where you use that blanket underneath the knees. This might be where you grab a thicker bolster to support those joints. Know that if the knees don't feel good in this moment, a cat-cow or doing this on our backs is an option for this time. So on the knees, hands beneath the shoulder blades or on blocks if we're protecting the wrists, just like this. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So from here, tabletop, we're gazing down at the earth. You're imagining from the tip of your head to your tailbone is this beautiful straight line. And then when you're ready, the belly relaxes down towards the earth. Maybe you give a little shake. Sometimes we get afraid of our belly. So I like to just give it a little shake, relax those hips. You might notice as the belly hangs low like a cow, the tailbone naturally just curls up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and press that tailbone skyward as you breathe in deep to the low belly, making so much space in the lower half of our body here. And then to further stretch the body, we're going to press our chin towards the wall in front of us. It's going to pull our heart center forward. You might feel the tension along the front of the throat. That's our goal. Each deep breath into your belly now is stretching the whole front of your body from your chin down to the tailbone. And this is powerful work for the fascia and for the muscles that shorten with depression, with anxiety, with feelings of unworthiness. All those muscles, all that fascia shortens and thickens to protect us. And now we open it up, and with each big breath, we let go. We allow those sensations, those emotions to just move and release. From here, press the mat away. We're going to let the head melt down towards the earth and then curl that tailbone in towards the belly button. You might feel the low back lengthen here, all that space between the vertebra. Breathing here, pressing the mat away. You might feel the shoulder blades separate as you do this. And then once more, check in with the neck, relax it. Like the top of the head wants to melt down towards the earth. You might hang out here or you might move with the breath. And inhale brings you back to cow, chin stretches forward, belly hangs low. And exhale presses the mat away, curls the tailbone into cat, back and forth. Beautiful. You might find a little intuitive movement if it feels good here. Maybe a swivel in the hips, maybe some barrel rolls of the chest. Maybe you just move in ways that feel good to you. And as you explore your body, intuitive movement can be intimidating, but If you allow yourself to get it wrong, if you allow yourself to move in ways that look silly, that may or may not feel good without expectation, I guarantee you're going to find something that feels delicious. A moment or two, finding balance here if you need to switch directions any which way. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, walk your hands back up towards your body. We're going to step our left foot forward, as I kick pillows into Anjane Asana. On an inhale, sweep the arms up. As your arms rise, so does your heart center. Your gaze lifts in the same direction as your fingertips here. This is a heart opener, Anjane Asana. We're reaching towards the sun. We're embracing all of the good energy of the day. Maybe we're letting go of all the bullshit of the week, wherever you are today. And then on an exhale, bring the palms together towards the heart center in Anjali Mudra. From here, on an inhale, we're going to open towards the right. And as you open up, this front bent knee is going to want to collapse inward. Your goal is to keep it open. Keep it pointed towards the short edge of your mat as you twist open towards the right. On an exhale of your choice, go ahead and close this. We're going to twist the opposite side of the body. This time, that knee is going to want to open out. Your goal is going to be keeping in alignment with the short edge of your mat as you twist right here from the diaphragm, from the solar plexus. On an inhale, come back to neutral, and let's move with the breath. Inhale to open. Exhale, close that twist across the body. Just like this. So when dealing with big emotions this week, we've been talking about crossing the midline of the body and how powerful it is when our amygdala is processing, right? Intensity. Our amygdala is the big feels, right? It's the lizard brain. It's the one that says, we're not safe. It's the one that says, get angry and fight, cry, run away, do what you got to do to survive. And when our amygdala is activated, we get those big feels. And so science shows us that crossing the midline of the body is powerful enough to help calm the amygdala and allow us space to process those feelings without them eating us up inside. Beautiful. When you're ready, find stillness. We're going to curl the toes of the back foot. We're going to step forward. You might press up into blocks to do this, into a forward fold. And to do this, I'm going to heel toe my feet out about mouth width apart. You might do it narrower. You might do it wider. I just like to make space for my belly here. And then maybe you use the blocks, maybe you don't. But we're going to sink the heart center down, keeping a nice little bend in the knees so we're not hyperextending. Let the shoulders relax. The top of the head melts, just like in our cow earlier. Beautiful. From here, you might just take a swing towards the left and the right. Feel your body weight shift from left foot to right as you swing. Just a little baby swing. Knowing that this too is crossing the midline of the body. These things that we think are so simple, if it must be simple, it can't be that effective. My goodness, right? How incredibly effective. When you're ready, in inhale, we press into the blocks, we rise up into flat back. So our goal here is just like tabletop. It's like a standing tabletop. Nice and long through the spine. And then on an exhale, we're going to lower back down, but this time bending the knees. And on your inhale, press strong through the pads of your feet, rise up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms towards the heart center in Samastiti. Know that I'm cueing breath with movement. You don't have to do that. In yoga, it's very traditional that when we're opening up the body, when we're expanding, we're breathing in. And when we're closing up the body or we're surrendering, we're exhaling. And the more that we meet ourselves in these spaces, the easier it gets to intuitively move with the breath, which is a moving meditation. So be gentle with yourself, play with it. Know that judgment has no home here. We are explorers. We don't know what we don't know yet. But when we find it, oh baby, When you're ready, on an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. We're going to fold again. Inhale when you're ready to a flat back. And then exhale, bend those knees. This time we're going to step the right leg back, landing it on that blanket or bolster. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Beautiful, beautiful. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. Fantastic. From here, on an inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up. As we exhale, curl that back toe, step forward into your forward fold. Melt it on down, take a beat. Maybe you find that sway crossing the midline. Maybe you just melt in stillness, keeping that micro bend in the knees. On an inhale, we lift up to our flat back. On an exhale, we're going to melt down, bending through the knees, getting ready to rise. Inhale, sweep it up, pressing through the pads of the feet. We're using the strength of our legs to rise. And then meet us here, palms at the heart center. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, we fold again. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, this time we're stepping the left leg back. That knee lands on the blanket or bolster. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Heart follows, gaze follows, lifting through the heart center. Again, an opportunity if we've judged ourselves during this practice, if we felt that something isn't good enough about ourselves, we're going to throw it away here. We're just going to release it, let it go. If we're looking for a little more energy, a little more light, pull it in, bring it in. Whatever we're needing here, all we got to do is ask for it. On an exhale of your choice, palms towards the heart center. Let's move through the midline. So an inhale opens towards the left. That knee stays open. Exhale, close, cross the body. That knee stays closed, right? Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And I'm really pressing through the pad of my front foot this whole time. Two or three more breaths. Hang out in neutral, beautiful. Curl that back foot. Step it forward into your forward fold, making space for your body here. Take your time. Melt the heart and the head. Maybe you find that swing, maybe you don't. You do you, boo. On an inhale of your choice, finding that flat back. Exhale, melt it down, bend those knees. We get ready to rise up strong on the inhale. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. Beautiful. Let's sun flow one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, melt it down. Take it at your pace. Inhale when you are ready to flat back. And then hang out here. Hang out here for a breath or two. Flat back is a beautiful way to strengthen the back body and also release tension in the back. So how we do this is you might just hang out right here, pressing down into blocks or your shins if that feels nice. Our goal is to press down strong through the pads of the feet and then press out strong to the top of the head. So we're engaging the low belly and we're engaging the low back. You might bring your palms towards the heart center to increase the challenge, or you might interlace your fingers, leaving the pointer fingers out in Temple Mudra or Kali Mudra, and then reach overhead, pressing through those fingertips as you press down through the pads of your feet, activating your legs. Be where you want to be. Take 3 breaths there. And then on an exhale, fold back down. This time we're going to step that left leg back one more time, plant that knee, rise up into your Anjaneyasana, and then exhale, plant the hands, sweep the leg back into tabletop. Let's find some cat-cow or some intuitive cat-cow. Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. Moving through the body. From here, extend that right leg back, curl the toes, Press through the heels, stretching that hamstring. And then if you would like, lift the heel of that foot up. We're going to cross it on over towards the left and then touch it back down. So we're crossing our knees. It's a nice piriformis stretch here. So the outside hip. The further you stretch that right leg over towards the left, the deeper this stretch becomes. You might even sink that leg back. I don't have much room here, but then this is pigeon pose, right? There's a lot of places we can go from here. When you're ready, lift that leg back out. Let's plant it, switch sides, lengthen that left leg, curl the toes, press through the heels. Maybe you bounce, maybe you hang out in stillness. Again, this is stuff we can do from our forearms. There are no rules, but the ones that we make for ourselves legitimately. When you're ready, lift that leg, cross it on over that right leg, slowly bending that knee, lowering it towards the earth. Maybe that left knee touches the ground. Maybe it just hovers. Find where feels good in your body. I like to really wait until I feel the stretch on like the outside of my butt cheek. Getting into that SI joint. Every body is different. It takes time. Maybe you found it and you're like, aha, maybe it will take 3 more practices with me before you find it. Because each body is different, because our exploration is unique to us. And what a beautiful exploration it is. When you're ready, extend that left leg out, bring it back in. Beautiful. We're going to come down onto our bellies. This is where we're going to end our practice. A little non-traditional, but coming down onto the belly, removing the blanket from beneath you. Take your time getting there. Let it be slow. Let it be juicy. We're going to bend that right knee up, planting the inside of that right ankle. And then the elbows plant beneath the shoulders, the forearms anchored to the earth. And this might be enough. We're just relaxing that right inner thigh down towards the earth, opening it up. Maybe you want to find a little twist here. We're going to plant that right hand, lift the right elbow, thread the left arm through, palm up, and then slowly lower that left shoulder down towards the earth. You might keep it here. You might take that left or that right hand below the extended arm and use it as a kickstand to sort of further roll yourself open towards the ceiling. Maybe it feels good to just bring that right arm skyward. Maybe you keep a bend in the elbow by turning the palm towards the wall behind you, bending it, and then placing the back of your hand against the low back. So this just protects the shoulder blades, the rotator cuff. When you're ready, roll back to neutral, straighten that right leg out, bend the left. Let's find this twist on the opposite side. Threading that right arm through, palm up, and then taking your time. Taking your time to get there. Let the body melt into this twist. Can you relax through the butt cheeks, through the low back, through the belly? Can we let that left arm here be doing most of the work with the kickstand holding us up? Maybe we extend it skyward. We decide. Breathe and be for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, roll back onto the belly. Extend that left leg out. An option to bring the blanket up here for crocodile pose, just beneath the forearms. This is not required at all, and you might find that you do not like it. But let's end in a crocodile shavasana. So for shavasana, we're stacking the arms atop each other, the forearms. And then traditionally for crocodile, we're resting our forehead down on our arms. And for some folk, it's not enough room to breathe. That's a wonderful reason why this blanket is going to help. Or you might stack fists instead. But our goal here is to let the heart melt towards the earth, let the rib cage relax. Let it all go for a moment. As you breathe here, you might notice with each inhale, the belly expands, pressing down into the earth. With each exhale, the body melts and releases. If ever you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion, with demands, find yourself here, heart melting down. Science shows us the earth will meet us here. And just laying down against it, doesn't matter if it's in the dirt or on a concrete sidewalk or in your home on the second floor, the earth will co-regulate with you. It'll slow your heartbeat down, begin to relax your muscles. You might just melt here for a minute or two, letting go, letting be. Stick with the sensations of the body as the mind begins to wander, because our minds are tools and they've been trained to be very active. Especially if we've been traumatized, our minds are very active tools. And so it's in this place that we learn to calm the mind. We remind ourselves that the mind isn't who we are. We're not our thoughts. The mind is but a tool. So each time it wanders, we invite it back into the sensations, the feeling of our body weighted down against the earth, the feeling of each inhale as our belly and heart press more deeply towards the mat. So many sensations for us to notice and discover as we lie here. Maybe you relax your butt cheeks, your thighs. Maybe you relax those shoulder blades or the front of your throat, your tongue. Let your mind be consumed with the sensations of being in this moment, and know that not only are you training your mind towards stillness, but you're training your nervous system towards embodiment. We'll take another 30 or so seconds here just to be in silence. When you're ready, we'll begin awakening, but know that there is no rush. Our end goal isn't to be upright and ending practice. Our end goal is to continue experiencing ourselves, continue exploring ourselves, even off the mat. And so as you wake the body, maybe you stretch the feet and legs, but feel that sensation. Feel what it's like to make those big ankle circles. Maybe you stretch the arms out in front of you as you stretch long through the legs. Feel the length in the body, feel the muscles engage. And then as you relax, feel them soften. Awakening the body is just another opportunity to practice yoga. And then when you're ready, you might press up. Ooh, maybe you take a wide-legged child's pose for a second, bringing those big toes together, knees out wide, pressing those hips back, stretching that low back. You might rock from side to side, finding intuitive movement, intuitive stretching as you reawaken. Hi, baby girl. Yeah. And then when you're ready, maybe you end that practice in a seat, maybe legs out wide where you started, maybe crossed in Sukhasana. Ooh, wherever you are, let those shoulders melt. Maybe you bring the palms towards the heart center.